Us today. Today we're going to go over the Vantagepoint 5.0 enhancements on the dashboard. And we are going to also discuss a dashboard development checklist and advanced dashboard design topics. So at that, I will start here. So the Vantagepoint 5.0 updates, the new features relating to the dashboard are listed here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into Deltek and I'm going to show you how you can go in and take a look at the at those new features here. Okay, so we just go in, we click on the help, and in the help we've got the what's new release notes. And then right here we've got the Deltek 5.0. And then these are all the release notes, but we're just going to scroll down to the dashboards. So here is where you can go and take a look and read further about some of these enhancements in 5.0 for the dashboard. And one thing that I want to note is we're going to cover these today throughout the presentation. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the screen. So I'm just going to go back. This is for you to come back later if you want to read up more on the dashboard updates and even all the 5.0 enhancements for that matter. Okay. So what we're going to cover today, I'm going to go through a number of screens, and as I go through the screens, I'm going to pull up like different dashboard roles, and we're going to look specifically at 6 different roles, and within each role I'm going to pull up a dash part, and we're going to look at the dash part design. And throughout this 30 minutes today, I will cover the enhancements. So in each dash part, I will pull out, point out where the settings are for these enhancements. So just to list these enhancements, we can assign date ranges now to calculated fields. We can forecast revenue in the pipeline system dash part. We can now include percent symbols in dashboard designs. Add invoice billing client name and number to the AR detail dash part. We can edit comments from the dashboard, schedule dashboard snapshots from the process server, and then there's a new upcoming assignment system dash part. So we'll cover all of this. One comment that I want to make about the AR comments, for some reason, it's I think there might be a little snag in it. Whenever I try to pull the AR comment onto my dashboard part, I get an error, so I need to work that out with Deltek. But I'll just show you where you can add the AR comments to your dash parts. Okay, so we're going to move on. So an overview or an overall dashboard development checklist. The first thing you want to do is you want to define your dashboard designs. So we can design a dashboard specifically for a role or an employee. Then we want to determine what's the dashboard's key indicators. What are some of those things on the dashboard that you want your employees to catch when they go in there? What are those key indicators? And then we're going to discuss throughout like I said, for each dashboard we're going to open up a dash part, and we're going to look at some of the different design options within a data table or a chart table. And then the last item, when you're developing dashboards, you take all the dash parts and you put them together into the dashboard, and then you can save that out to the different roles or employees. So that's an overall dashboard development checklist. Some of the common dashboard roles, principal, project manager, CFO and controller, CRM business development, project accountant, and employee. Now, these are just some of the common ones. You can have others as well, but I just listed these here. So principal project manager dashboard, some key indicator suggestions that we've seen, working with you, our clients. We tend to see when we're on a principal project manager dashboard, we tend to see indicators for is the project over budget, what's our backlog, resource utilization over under thresholds, AR over 90 days, unbilled over 60 days, project forecast set to revenue forecasting for awarded projects, or estimated fee forecasts set, those are for in pursuit projects. What are some of the upcoming milestones? And then I am going to show you a couple of 5.0 features here. How to schedule the dashboard snapshots and how to add date ranges to calculated fields and a percent symbol. So I'm just going to switch over here into Vantagepoint, and we're looking at the principal. So here's my dashboards. I've got them separated by role: principal, project manager, CFO, controller, CRM, project accountant, and employee. And whenever you want to come in here to edit a dashboard, you just have to remember to go into edit mode. And then you can click here within the dashboard itself. And then you can click onto a dashboard and bring up the dashboard designer. Okay, so I am in the dashboard designer for this data table. And some of the things that I want to show you here today that are slightly different from Vantagepoint 4.5. Right here we have the filter. It used to say like edited search or something like that. It's just this right here, it has the search, and this search is specifically for this dashboard. So this little filter is specifically for this dashboard, and you can see my active, it's pulling in 141 records. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is with the when you go into the dashboard designer, we come in and you can select your columns. Okay, so these are the columns that we have here. You can come in and just, we've selected these columns here. And then I'll review the calculated field on a different dashboard. I'm just going to skip over this one right here. And then you can click on the chart options. So in this particular chart, it's originally set up here to always rebuild the dashboard. And in Vision and in Vantagepoint, we've always had this discussion. If we check that box to rebuild the dashboard, is this going to kind of bog our system down? Is this going to affect performance? So one thing that you can try to do, and this is what's new in 5.0, is you can schedule the dashboard. So if you just unselect the always rebuild and you click on to schedule the dashboard, you can come in here, select your process queue and what time you want to run it. So I will run this right now. And I'll just go ahead and schedule it. And I told it to send me a notification. I don't know if Steve has our process server working on the demo environment or not. but the notifications up here show up in the little red box that would tell us if anything has happened. So chances are we don't have our process server on. Okay, so this is going to, every single dash part is going to have this option. It's either going to be in the chart options or the table options, depending on what your dash part type is, to either always rebuild or else to schedule the dash part or just do nothing. Okay, so let's just take a look. I want to show you the date ranges. So here in the date ranges, you have the option to start to add like specific fiscal periods. So you could come in here and the default fiscal period, period 0, is going to line up with the fiscal period ending that you're logged into. Now, one thing that I want to point out is if in the meantime, accounting opens up a new accounting period, this system, the dashboard, is not going to recognize the current accounting period until you log out and come back in. So it'll default to the prior period as period 0. And when you're setting up, when you're defining a fiscal period for a specific column, then you can define, okay, period 0, so you can move backwards. You can say, well, this particular column, AR amount, is going to pull period 4, or it's going to pull period 3. So you just can move this, or now if you go further, if you say 1, notice it's only going to grab the period if it's open. If it's open and if it's an open accounting period. So you could say period 6 and it's still going to pull the accounting period that you're opened up to. And I am not making any recommendation to open future accounting periods. I'm just saying this is how it works. So I just want to, we always recommend just keeping open to the most current accounting period and not to open future periods. So I just wanted to point out to you here today that if you're moving forward for like a forecasting type of thing, it's only going to forecast out to this period right here, the current period that you're logged into and open in Vantagepoint. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel out of here. And properties, I just want to show you with properties. So with the AR amount, so this is a chart, and this is where you can come in and change the color of your bar or pie chart. And then you can define, you know, whether you want to display 0 amounts or not. And then on the, see, there was one more thing in the properties that I wanted to take a look at here. Sort options, that's right. So in the sort options, if I select these, okay. So in the sort options, it's going to take a look at, you know, what's available here for sorting options. So you have to select the columns first before you can select columns to sort by. And then you can define whether you want to sort ascending or descending order. Okay, so I'm just going to save this dash part. And when I save it, it's going to ask me if I want to save this out to the dashboards that this dash part is assigned to, and I'll say yes. And then to get back to the dashboard, you just click on the little left arrow to get you back. And then I am going to go back to our slides. And we'll go on to, actually, I wanted to show you on the project manager dashboard. So on the My Project snapshot, this is a table here. So I wanted to show you how you can change the colors. So how you can bring attention to a condition. You can place a condition on a particular column, and when that condition is met, you can change the color, or else the text color, or else you can put a background fill color in there as well. So I'm just going to click on Edit. Okay, so here we have our variants, and we're going to come in here and we're going to click on Properties. And right here we have the conditional cell formatting. So in the conditional cell formatting, it's going to take a look at, here's the color. So this is the color of the text. We're going to leave the background white. We're going to define the column. So if this column, the variance between B and C, if it's less than 0, then we want to bring attention to it. Now this particular table has a calculated field. So if I click here, you can see here's all, this is the calculated field, this variance B minus C, and this is the calculation that's used to define it. And we are able, so in 5.0, we're able to edit the date range of the calculated field. So like I just showed on the principal dashboard, we can change the fiscal period. So you can change the fiscal period range of the calculated field, or you can have a specific date. So we can just grab like a specific period instead of having one that moves. It's more of a fixed period range. Okay, so I'm just going to close up here, and we're going to go back to our presentation, or back to our project manager dashboard. And I just want to show you one more the profit percentage symbol. So I'm going to open into the project profit, my projects dashboard, dashpart. And we have the profit percentage. So I'm just going to click on here and click into properties. And right here it says display percent symbol. And for some reason, it's on here twice. So I'm just going to go and do this one and click apply. So we have a number of different profit percent fields on here. Okay, then I'm going to save these settings. And then go back to the dashboard. And this one was there before, but one of these, so this one, for some reason, it's not pulling the percentage symbol into there. But this one is. This one I know is working. So we'll just move on to the CFO and controller dashboard key indicators. So for the CFO and controller dashboard key indicators, we can look at cash balance, AR, over 90 days, unbilled, over 60 days, revenue forecast, estimated fee forecast for in-pursuit projects. Or we can look at a prior period financial comparisons. Now, these are just suggestions. You can certainly, you don't have to use all these, or you can come up with your own. So here we have our CFO/controller dashboard. And I'm going to take a look at the P&L accounts. So here you can see we've got the current period, and then prior period, 2 periods prior, 3 periods prior. So we'll just go in and take a look at that and show you how to do that. So right here we have the current period, and we click into the date ranges, and you can see the fiscal period start is period 0. That's your current period right here. So May 2022. And then if you wanted, you can include the start and end date in the heading as well. And then the period, 1 period ago, that's all you have to do is just put the -1 there, and then it's going to pull from April. And the rest of these are just going to pull back that number of periods as well. So it's really easy to set these up, and it's very helpful for trending, you know, to take a look. And then also, you don't have to have just one period. You can combine each of these and maybe just do them like quarterly. So this could be first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, like that, and just compare from last year, compare quarters. So there's a lot of things that you can do with the period comparisons especially in the financials. It works great. Okay, so that's just gonna go back here to the presentation, and we're gonna move on to the CRM. So with the CRM dashboard, key indicator suggestions includes in the pipeline, there's a new revenue forecast option, activities, project forecast report, hit rate, win-loss analysis. So these are just some suggestions for key indicators on the CRM dashboard. So we have the CRM dashboard here. And here's the pipeline. So the pipeline dash part is the system dash part. And with the system dash part, there's really no settings. The settings are fixed into the dash part themselves. But you can come in here and you can select what your search is for the pipeline. So I'm just going to leave it to my active. And then I have it listed as by project type. There's a lot of different options in here. So you can do by stage. Okay. Or you can do by, let's see, project manager. by probability. And then I'll just go back to project type here. And then the projections, so you can have like last year. You can just select any one of these. Next 6 months. I'm just going to leave them in US dollar. And then the use allocation method on the project. This is part of the new 5.0 feature, is if you change this to use allocation method, this is where the revenue forecasts come in. So before it was just spread evenly on a time scale, but now when you use the allocation method on the project, that's going to drive whether the allocation method on the project, that drives whether you're pulling from a revenue forecast or you're pulling from an estimated fee. And this will just show us, so this just shows us what the revenue forecast is in the pipeline. And that's part of the new 5.0 feature. Okay, so let's move on here to the project accountant dashboard. So some of the key indicators that project accountants would be concerned about: over budget, AR over 90 days, unbilled over 60 days, consultant liabilities over 60 days, upcoming milestones, unposted labor detail. That's just to name a few. I could easily have some things off here. So let's look at project accountant. Let's see here, project accountant right there. And in the project accountant, I'm going to open up the AR detail. AR detail days outstanding. Okay, let's go in and take a look at this one. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the selected columns. What I want to show you, and I'm just only going to be able to speak to this, because if I try to show you, I'm going to get an error. So this is the AR comment. So the AR comment, you can bring that into your dash part. And then when we go out onto the dashboard, you're able to add a comment or go in and edit a comment. That's what's going to be new, or that's what is new in 5.0. We just have to work out a couple of tweaks. So I'm not going to bring it out there because I'll get an error. But I just wanted to show you that the AR comment, anytime you see that and you pull that into your dash part, you'll be able to edit AR comments or add AR comments. And that'll be really helpful for the project accountants, for the project managers, principals to keep up with that. So I think that's like a big win. We just got to work out some tweaks to make it work. Okay, so we'll cancel that. And I wanted to look at, I know there was something else. Oh, the billing client name, company name or client name. Apparently those weren't available in the AR detail dashboard base, but now they are. So you can bring in the billing client name or the billing company name into the dash part as a column, reportable column. So that's new in 5.0. Okay, let's go on. Oh, the employee dashboard for key indicators. So here's some suggestions. Utilization, time analysis, target ratios, current year-to-date performance. My resource assignments, I'm going to show you this. This is new in 5.0. And my project list, my accrued time. These are just some suggestions for key indicators. So we'll come back into Vantagepoint, click on employee. And I just want to show you this is the new, so if you have the resource planning module, this is a new dash board or dash part. That's a system dash part that is offered. And this is, so we can come in here and you can change the range. So you can change the scale if you want it to be weeks, like how many weeks out. And I'm putting this in here, but I'm kind of sketchy on what's going to come up because I'm in a demo database here. So, oh, I got something. All right. And so the colors are going to change if you're outside of the threshold, you know, over, under utilized. So, but right now, so far so good. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. And then another thing, my assignments right here. So this is pulling from the planning assignment report. So this is the labor forecast report. So this is slightly different than the system. So this dash part pulls from a favorite report. So I just want to show you that. So right here we have, and again, you can schedule this dash part to run instead of rebuilding it. And then you just come in here, you can change the report that you want to pull in, and it just shows a list of your favorite reports. So this dash part base is a favorite report dash part. So this is slightly different than the my upcoming assignments system dash part. This one is a report dash part. Okay. Just going to go back to the presentation. Okay. So in the advanced dashboard design settings and best practices, so we discussed a little bit about some system dash parts. I showed you the dash part base. I showed you the save search where you can select a search for a particular specific dash part. We reviewed columns, the dash part, calculated fields, table options, sort options, and then I just want to give a couple of design practice, best practice design suggestions here. And I'm just going to move ahead because we've already covered this in the presentation. Okay. So when you're designing the dashboards, I recommend, or we recommend, just when you go into when your security role, have a test security role with a specific employee. So whether that employee is a principal or a project manager, just generally accounting doesn't have regular revenue producing projects that they're assigned to. So when you're going into these dash parts, a lot of the dash parts are built to say employee is me. So when you're designing the dashboards and the dash parts, you want to be logged in as one of those employees that are going to pull in projects into your dashboard so that you can see what it looks like. And you can tell right away, you know, this is just not working out, or this is too much information. It's just much easier to be logged in as a resource that pulls regular projects. So log in as a project manager or a principal. So the dash part, yes, you want to include the ISME operator. Dash part tooltips, I'm going to go back into the system to show you that. I think I forgot to show you the tooltips. And then create conditional rule. Yeah, we talked about creating conditions to change a cell highlight or text, change the color of the text. Dashboard filters. I'll circle back and I'll show you how to do a dashboard filter. And the last item here, reconcile dash part calculations and field values to the project accounting, CRM, and employee reporting. One thing that we recommend, especially when it comes to when you're in the project dash parts and you're creating calculated fields, what we recommend is going into the project reporting and pull up the fields and do the math and make sure that your calculated fields are doing what you're expecting them to do. So that's what we recommend, just reconciling whatever you're coming up with in these dashboards. We recommend reconciling them to the reporting. Okay, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to take a look. Let's see, the tool tip and then the filter. I just want to show you that. And then we're going to wrap up here pretty soon. Okay, so the tool tip. Let's go into project accountant. Then we can add a tool tip. And that's going to be under the table options. So right here it says display notes in a dashboard tooltip. So you can just give them some notes here. And then we'll go back to the dashboard designer. And then when you see this little info, it'll just give them some notes, just some additional notes. This is the tooltip that we just entered. So that you can enter that. And then there was one last item here that I was going to show you, the filter. Okay. So the dashboard, you can assign a filter. And I'm just going to show you actually how to assign a filter to a dashboard. So the project accountant has a project filter. I'm just going to click into the options. So this is a list view of all your dashboards. And on here, it has a filter column, and then you can define what type of filter you want to be able to use for the entire dashboard. So you can select a project, employee, or a chart of account. So most of these are project filters. I think I just have only one chart of account. The project filter. So I'm just going to go back to the dashboard view. So if I wanted to filter this entire dashboard, I would just type in part of the name of a project. Let's see. I must not be spelling here. Atlantic Research Corporation. Oh, ABC Plaza, I see. I was pulling the company name. Okay, so we've got ABC Plaza. And all the metrics here, this is just all ABC Plaza. So you can use this teach your PMs how to come in and just filter by specific project, and it'll pull it up for them. Okay, and that's it. That's it. We made it. You made it.
Nice.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, there's been a couple of questions. I was able to answer most of them, but there were names of them. Called CSO/control. Then you have one called Project Accountant. Those are ones that you created, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, because you can create a dashboard and give it whatever name you want. So the names that DeEtte has might not be on your screen.
And I could have been lazy and just renamed them. Truth be told, don't give me that much credit.
So, but is there a limit to the dashboard names or number of dashboards that we can create?
I don't think so. I know I ran into a limit, but I think that was something else I was doing. No, I haven't run into it yet.
Okay, great.
But what I would suggest is that when it comes to the dashboard, less is more. You really what's nice is you can save out when you go to save these dashboards. So I just clicked onto the options and I have all these dashboards here. So right here, it says all dashboards. So these are all the dashboards that are in this demo database. And if we go to click on the share, then you can share it out to, I'm logged in as a default 2 role, and you see that dashboard up here. So my dashboard means one of these dashboards here has been saved out to me. You can also share it out to a specific employee or both, employee or by role. So you can have a number of dashboards. It would be more maintenance because you're not going, what's different between Vision and Vantagepoint is that the dashboard designer is truly a administrator type function. So in Vision, you could have users go out there and create their own dashboards, design their own dashboards. In Vantagepoint, an administrator designs them and then shares it out. So that's the big difference.
And that's for because security, right? The administrator needs to get all the field security.
Yes, yes, yes. Field security, and it's easy to delete these things.
Yeah, that's really important. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you so much, DeEtte. I think we got through all the other questions. And if you missed anything, I mean, please let us know. And we did record the session, I believe. So Liz will have that posted.
And again, just to reiterate that, thank you, everyone. DeEtte, thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. Hillary, thank you, of course, for helping. If you would like to receive a copy of today's recording, please reach out to me, Liz Sidney. My contact information is in the chat feature, and I will send it to you as soon as possible. DeEtte and Hillary will be in touch and following up. And at the end of this webinar session, there will be a survey pop up in your browser window. Please fill that out. Your feedback is very important to us. And again, if you have any immediate questions, please feel free to contact me, DeEtte, or Hillary. And just thank you, everyone, for your time and for joining us today.
All right. Thank you all. Have a great day.